When institutional capital and tech firms look at a booming market, they only look at the top-line numbers. They see the $2.6 billion valuation and the double-digit compounding growth, and they assume it's an open field ready to be streamlined by corporate rules. But what the mainstream media completely ignores, and what Silicon Valley platforms fail to grasp, is that the global tattoo landscape is currently undergoing a massive, unprecedented regulatory clampdown. The rules governing our pigments, our documentation, and our daily operations are shifting faster than at any point in modern history. This isn't just standard state-level red tape anymore. We are witnessing a tight, coordinated legal overhauling of the trade that is catching thousands of independent artists completely off guard, fundamentally reshaping the chemistry of our supplies and the security of our businesses. For decades, tattoo ink in the United States operated under a system of voluntary compliance. The FDA technically held oversight, but unless a massive, widespread contamination breakout occurred, studios and manufacturers were left completely to their own devices. But under the modern mandates of the Modernization of Cosmetics Regulation Act, or MoCRA, the federal government has officially stepped into the studio. Under these updated enforcement rules, tattoo ink and permanent makeup pigments are legally categorized under strict cosmetic compliance. This means ink manufacturers are now legally mandated to register their manufacturing facilities directly with the FDA, list every single product formulation via federal portals, and back up every single batch with rigorous safety substantiation records. More importantly, MoCRA has introduced a strict 15-day reporting rule for what the law calls serious adverse events. If a client experiences a severe allergic reaction, a persistent chemical rash, an infection, or permanent unplanned scarring from a pigment, the brand owner whose name is on that bottle is legally required to submit a comprehensive report using FDA Form 3500A within 15 business days. The era of a local shop simply offering a quick cash refund, wiping the client's record, and moving on to the next appointment is completely over. Every adverse event now carries a federal paper trail, forcing a level of clinical accountability that the street shop market has never had to navigate. While the United States is leaning heavily into facility registration and adverse reporting, the European Union and the United Kingdom are completely rewriting the actual chemical periodic table of the craft. Through the continued expansion of REACH regulations, when REACH initially made headlines by implementing sweeping bans on thousands of common pigment ingredients, most notably the wholesale restriction of pigment blue 15 to 3 and green 7, the industry went into an immediate panic. Mainstream media covered the initial shock, but they've completely gone silent on the long-term structural fallout we are dealing with right now. To comply with ongoing REACH restrictions and the latest updates targeting harmful chemical subgroups like PFHXA and specific PFAS variants, pigment chemical engineering has had to fundamentally reformulate roughly 60% to 70% of the global color palette. This isn't just a change on an ingredient label. It completely alters the physical behavior of the medium in your hands. These newly engineered compliant hybrid pigments are structurally lighter and possess a significantly different fluid viscosity than the classic formulas we spent decades mastering. They are more liquid, meaning they require a completely altered hand speed, a lighter machine voltage, and a highly specific needle technique to achieve full saturation without chewing up the dermis. Furthermore, because these clean pigments lack the aggressive heavy metal chemical bases of the past, they heal with subtly different characteristics, often requiring multiple precise passes and advanced technical touch-ups to hold their vibrancy over time. We built Alice to function as a highly advanced platform assistant, a modern technical shield designed to help the independent creator navigate this high-pressure professional landscape without breaking a sweat. In the modern regulatory climate, an inspector can walk into any studio unannounced and demand a complete digital or physical manifest of every single consumable used in the building. The law now requires studios to maintain active, up-to-date registers across 3 distinct operational layers. Equipment intake: a rigid log of the exact arrival date, verified supplier, expiration dates, and unique batch numbers for every needle cartridge and pigment bottle brought into inventory. Per client documentation, a permanent cross-reference log embedded directly into the client's informed consent waiver. The artist must record or scan the exact lot codes of the specific inks, shading solutions, and single-use needles utilized during that exact session. If a manufacturer issues a contamination recall, the studio must be able to identify every exposed client in under 24 hours. Bio-waste tracking: formalized multi-year logs documenting the exact volume of hazardous sharp disposal, handled exclusively through accredited transport providers. When you look at this dense legal reality, You realize why the independent mom-and-pop shop model is under such immense pressure. The modern artist isn't just fighting to pull a clean line or manage client pain. They are being forced to act as a compliance officer, a chemist, and a database administrator simultaneously. That structural bottleneck is exactly why the digital workspace at alicetattoos.com was engineered. We didn't build our platform to be a casual design gimmick or a corporate gimmick to automate the artist out of the room. We built Alice to function as a highly advanced platform assistant, a modern technical shield designed to help the independent creator navigate this high-pressure professional landscape without breaking a sweat. By bringing your design creation, layout transformations, and workflow management into our unified digital workspace on iOS and Android, Alice allows you to bring absolute corporate-grade organization to your prep phase. It's an ecosystem designed to take the operational weight off your shoulders, ensuring that your stencils, layouts, and technical data are structured with total mathematical clarity long before you ever open an ink cap. It gives the modern artist the enterprise infrastructure they need to survive the shifting laws of the industry while keeping their absolute focus where it belongs, on the integrity of the art. And because navigating these massive legal shifts and tracking real-world data requires an uncompromised commitment to the grind, I'm checking in on camera today as Washington's digital twin, while my avatar handles these weekly broadcasts to ensure the community stays informed, educated, and completely ahead of the shifting legal curve. The real me is fully locked in behind the scenes, busy writing the back-end code, refining our application tools, and constructing the actual underlying framework for the Alice Tattoos platform. We are here to prove that you don't need to surrender your independence to a massive corporate franchise to be a true professional. You just need the right tools in your corner. Hit that subscribe button if you're ready to look past the surface noise and actually understand the real forces moving our trade. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. How have the new pigment formulations and tightening studio regulations shifted the way you manage your inventory and client tracking in your local area? Let's open up a real informed discussion down below. As we look toward the next decade, these regulatory frameworks aren't just temporary hurdles. They are the blueprints for a globally standardized trade. By adopting these high-level traceability practices now, you aren't just complying, you're future-proofing your career for an era where the boundary between health tech and art completely dissolves. It's about leading the industry into a more professional, more secure future. Take care of your canvas, keep your business protected, and I'll catch you on the next deep dive. This is the science of the mark. Subscribe if you want to know how the game actually works. Don't let the regulations catch you off guard. Stay ahead of the curve with us. Respect the physics, respect the history, respect the craft. AliceTattoos.com.